Welcome back to I have no idea how many it's been, but the final show match of today. I am once again and still Dena, and joined with me today is Can Opener Dude. How's it going, man?
It's going. We're playing a game. C9's playing a game. TSM's playing a game. It's gonna be a fun time.
What a coincidence. Are we C9 TSM?
That would be awesome. Do you want to be TSM or C9?
I'm gonna be C9.
Cool. That means I win.
What? Wait, actually?
No, not yet. But not yet. But
no
obviously,
spoilers. No
Cloud9's
spoilers.
gonna crap the bed because they always do.
So
Wait, in any
no
case.
way.
In any case, we do have a kind of a run back going on here. Infinity Storm, Amperly, and Fellini-esque reprising their roles as subs this time. They're 3/5 of the team.
Yeah, but
subs.
It is now Team Ban Lulu up against, once again, our favorite, Showmatch PTSD, coached by, I believe, still Belk?
Yeah, Belkarama, who is currently asleep. And he's been asleep for I don't know how long now. But
Classic Belk.
Yeah, I think if he's awake, his team might have been doing a bit better.
No
Who knows?
way.
I mean, pulling the classic Parth, sleeping while your team's playing, never mind. We're going to dodge.
And there we go.
Um,
Great stuff.
Yep, going back to breaks.
We will be right back. And we are back. After a bit of a difficulty with some picks and bans, we are going to hope that the teams are able to comprehend and pick their champions. So, fingers crossed that we're going to actually get into game this time.
Yeah, who knows? But we get some champs banned, we get some things happening.
Hopefully some champs picked.
Yeah, but in any case, Fellini-esque, Amperly, and Infinity Storm coming back in now. They are going to be reprising their roles, but we know at least Infinity Storm will not be able to pick up that Jax again.
Yep.
Okay, apparently the Cho'Gath was a ban, not a pick. That explains what was going on there.
All makes sense now.
Yep.
See, all of these picks and bans were done in Pro Draft, just in case anyone is unsure. So that's why they're just gonna pick their roles. So the bans might seem a little bit weird, but that's how we do it in case someone doesn't have all the champions and that sort of thing.
Yeah, it's just best all around for this. So we do see Mundo being picked up for Fellini-esque. He did excellent work on that last game. Crimson Lotus going to go for Garen this time. Bit of a more sustainy pick. Lee Sin picked up for Jungle Milk. Much more aggressive, damage-dealing jungler. Jungler Spence Garen is known for, and who will not be able to be playing in the current game, Cloud9 versus C9.
Cloud9 versus C9, and then here we have TSM versus Team Solo Mid.
You can shut up at any time, Dena. In any case,
looking at these, we actually do have two new champions in Wukong and Syndra for Infinity Storm and Pearly, respectively. So there's just a lot more damage on both sides this time.
Yeah, it's definitely a more damagey comp here for the newcomers / returning people on the blue side. Team Ban Lulu. The Syndra, very, very strong, has that outplay button, very, very skillful champion. And then we've got Infinity Storm on this Wukong. Similar to Jax in that they will, they've got that kind of get in there and just beat the crap out of people while you stand in the middle. But Wukong's much more of like a burst, whereas Jax is more of a sustained damage. So interesting to see how Infinity Storm plays this. Meanwhile, on the other side, Lee Sin picked up for Jungle Milk, much more aggressive damage dealing jungler, much more early game jungler. And since Jungle Milk was trying to do those early ganks a lot, I'm interested to see how he does on this Lee Sin. Yeah, and then, of course, Malzahar and Jinx. And Sona.
Boom, big lock-ins. That's a pretty poke-heavy bot lane coming out of Team Showmatch PTSD. They have the long-range Jinx rockets. They have, of course, the Sona with her abilities like the Q and the speed and everything. So she'll be in and out of there no problem. Versus this equally poke-heavy comp from Caitlyn Karma. So that's just a lot of damage bot lane.
Yeah, I'm very excited to see how these two bot lanes stack up here. Going to be a lot of brawling going down in the bot lane. Very, very strong amount of, what's the word I'm looking for? Poke, like you said, damage coming out for both of these guys. Excited to see how it goes.
Yeah, definitely. I expect this game to be a bloodbath straight from the get-go, with the Lee Sin, the early ganker, the Wukong, the early ganker. The Garen top lane looks like he's actually taking Ignite instead of Teleport, so even more just aggression coming out in this game as opposed to the last game that we casted.
Yeah, very excited to see if Crimson Lotus can do something here. My dog is now hiding behind me because my wife is mad at him, so that's fun.
Oh yeah.
Malzahar for White Quaggy. I'm interested to see how he does against Syndra. Syndra has picked up that barrier. Bit strange against Malzahar. Malzahar's damage, yes, he does have sustained damage, but in a Malzahar lane, you're usually going to want to match his TP. So
Yeah,
interested to
I'd
see.
say so.
Interested to see that they're going barrier. Maybe they're thinking Malzahar is going to go for the kill pressure with the Ignite, and they're taking barrier to nullify that. But generally speaking, you should try to match a TP when you're going up against a Malzahar.
Even like a ghost for extra mobility to move between lanes is, I'd say, preferable over barrier, because I think that if the Malzahar gets that ult on you, if the Lee Sin gets that kick on you, then the barrier was probably not going to save you regardless. So we probably just want that extra mobility.
Yeah, we'll have to see how it goes for them, though. Really, this game is just going to come down to how these champions are played. So that's why I'm excited to get into game and see how it goes.
Yeah, without a doubt. And then I do want to talk about this top lane matchup a little bit more between this Mundo and this Garen. Mundo, of course, taking his signature teleport that he took last game as well. So he is going to get very, very tanky as per usual. But this time there's a bit more damage to deal with him in the form of that Garen, especially in the laning phase as well. So how do you expect that to go?
I think that Garen is going to be a better pick against Mundo, but I expect Felinius to basically do what he did last game and just kind of hang out there and farm up. And if Crimson Lotus tries to do something, he'll just headbutt him and throw cleavers at him. I think he was actually using corporate Mundo, so maybe it will end up being briefcases instead of cleavers. So we'll have to see how that goes for them in the end. But I do think Felinius is not going to be bothered too much by the switch in top laner from Shen to Garen.
Yeah, absolutely. However, I feel like the bot lane might suffer a bit more from the lack of global presence that the change from Shen into Garen offers, as you were talking about from that switch. And so, how do you want to see Jungle Milk react to that? Do you want to see him more top focused to help that snowballing lane, or do you want to make up for that global difference and have him bot lane?
It's going to be interesting to see. I would more like to see Jungle Milk kind of just play around the Wukong, just kind of beat him up in the jungle, because Infinity Storm kind of just dominated him by just farming up last game. Yeah. So I'm interested to see maybe Jungle Milk could do a bit more brawling, try and stay on top of this Wukong, and then if he could force him back to a more safer jungle style, then he can go for some more overall better engages and fights that he wouldn't otherwise be able to do because it'd be too risky if the opponent jungler has good vision and good map control.
And with that, we're just going to head over to a quick break. We'll be right back. Hello, everyone, and welcome on back to our last show match of the day between Ben Lulu on the blue side, and then we have the returning players from last game. We have Showmatch PTSD on this red side. I'm going to go ahead and introduce them. Crimson Lotus, as you all know, top lane playing the Garen. We have R7 Jungle Milk playing Lee Sin this time, and of course in the jungle. We have Riot Quaggy playing Malzahar in the mid lane, and then never one without the other bot lane, Sona James respectively.
Alrighty, and on the other side, we do have Team Ban Lulu, 3/5 of which is actually team connection issues. We got Feliniask up in the top lane, Infinity Storm in the jungle, and Pearly reprising that mid lane, and then the actual players on the team Ban Lulu, Moeta on the ADC, and the Foodie Monster on support. And some very nice skins here on the side of Team PTSD, though.
Oh man, they're just repping the cash money now.
Loving it.
So, as opposed to the last game, we have R7 Jungle Milk on in Lee Sin versus the Nunu last game. So, a much higher damage. His clear is a bit worse, but he has that early game potential. So, how do you want to see him make use of that?
Well, what I'm thinking about here is I really want to see him use his jungle pressure, like you were saying. I'm sorry, I'm losing it. It's getting late there. But no, what I really want to see him try to do here is I want to see him try to put more pressure on Infinity Storm, like I said.
Yeah, without a doubt.
It's kind of important for him to
like keep up with this Wukong, sort of keep him in check, sort of thing. So he's not able to take over the game.
Yeah, it's very, very important that this Wukong does not take over the game, because that ultimate can be absolutely game-changing. So Jungle Milk, I want to see if he could do something against this Wukong in the early game to try and put himself ahead, because if he can manage to do that and maybe pull off one or two really flashy ganks, he can put the fear and the death into the opponents and certainly go miles towards, okay, there's
and there we go. Yeah, so you're talking about that Wukong basically getting really, really strong and having R7 Jungle Milk sort of keep him in check, because since we have the switch from the Garen from the Shen, that means there's significantly less tanky stats on the side of Showmatch PTSD because of this Nunu swap, because of the Shen swap into the lineups you have now. So if any of the burst champions, such as Pearly on her Syndra or Infinity Storm on their Wukong, were to get ahead or were to be able to snowball a lead, then there's a lot more threat onto that backline of Team Showmatch PTSD.
Yeah, that's very, very true. The lack of tank is certainly going to be a point of contention, I think, come late game. But Quaggy will most likely build a Rod of Ages first or second item. We can hope. It happens fairly often on the Malzahar, so assuming he does do that, that will give him a bit of tank, but never one without the other. Sona, one of the lowest health champions in the game.
Pretty squishy.
But does a lot of damage.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You can say the same about Karma. Maybe Karma's a little less squishy because of those shields that she has, but both supports here are pretty easy pickings if any of the bursty champions, such as the Lee Sin or the Garen or the Wukong or the Syndra were to get ahead, then these supports are pretty much food for them.
Yeah, it's going to be hard with Never One here on this very, very squishy support. So they need to make sure they're playing safe whenever they see a jungler coming in.
Speaking
Moetta
of jungle
already
coming
have
in,
help.
we have bot lane. R7 Junglemik just making his rounds. Just kind of shows up, says hello. He did. Looks like he did just 3 camps. Blue, Gromp, and the bottom Scuttle. And then top lane, there's the same thing happening. A level 2 gank from Infinity Storm onto Crimson Lotus. He will get that red buff slow onto him. Fellini S. He forces the flash out of Crimson Lotus. And a pretty successful gank from him as opposed to Junglemik sort of just passed by, or bypassed.
Now, one thing to point out here, Jungle Milk is ahead by 4 farm, and with the farm equalization, that does actually mean that he is ahead in gold as well. It's not much, about 100, but he does have a farm advantage right now. So if he can manage to keep that up, that will be good. And of course, burning a flash is great, but you do have to capitalize on it.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So we're
on
gonna
that
have
point,
to see if Infinity Storm returns to this top lane here with gank Crimson Lotus.
yeah, speaking on that point, earlier in the game, you were kind of talking about how you want Jungle Milk to contain Infinity Storm. So, on the flip side, how do you want to see Infinity Storm sort of like bypass that? Oh, hold that. Oh, there we go. So how do you want to see Infinity Storm play the map, sort of visit lanes, so that he's able to snowball, he's able to get those snowballing lanes and basically take over that game, because that's his main goal.
Well, Wukong is famous for getting very low in the jungle in his first couple clears. So, most important thing to do is to not die.
Okay, that's fair. That's a good one.
If he can avoid basically meeting Jungle Milk in the jungle where the rest of his team can't get to him, if he can avoid being in a situation where... Let me rephrase that. If he can always try to put himself in a situation where his lane can respond first, I think he's more or less got an advantage when it comes to actual 2v2s or 3v3s.
Yeah, totally agree.
So that's something that I think they'll need to respect there on Team PTSD, is that in the 2v2s and 3v3s, Infinity Storm does have the advantage. So, gonna have to play around that for the most part.
Yeah, it's without a doubt. Definitely need to respect that ability to respond, because there is a lot of assistance that can be provided. And Pearly on the Syndra has the CC ability, the E-Scatter the Weak. And then if it's closer to bot side, Foodie Monster Moada can respond as well. Lots of CC available from all of his lanes, so Infinity Storm, as long as he's able to communicate to his laners, then he can totally jump for free and then get to that point where he can just dive onto the back line and knock up the enemy champions.
Yeah, it's...
Physically.
Physically. You can knock him up.
Exactly, just pow.
Yeah, I'm glad that we didn't go for the innuendo there. I don't wanna have to
no, never. Never.
Okay. I'm glad you're not potato. Calling him out. Okay, potato,
Whoa.
you hear it. You're on notice now. But no.
Oh man. Oh,
Okay,
there's
here's
right
that
here.
Jungle
Jungle Milk. He hops on over, and it looks like he. Ultimates have been. They do have their ultimates here. Crimson Lotus, he's pretty low. A couple cleavers and a flash available. He does not have flash, however, and a first blood solo kill for Fellini-esque. He is continuing his reign of terror from last game.
Yeah, he's just got to bide his time. Fellini-esque, in these tank matchups, Mundo is an anti-tank tank because his cleaver does max health damage.
He does it the best. He does everything.
So you really don't, you almost don't want to play a tank into a Mundo matchup. You almost want to go carry like a Darius or a Quinn works very
Quinn
well.
Yeah, Quinn definitely messes up Mundo. Oh, big Q there coming out of Moada.
Big Q, big sorry. But yeah, it's yeah, I do really like what Fellini-esque is doing here. He's gonna keep doing that thing, and that's exactly what I was talking about with the junglers as well. How notice how they're both heading towards the bot lane. Infinity Storm called it out. Moetta and Foodie Monster responded first. They had lane priority there, so they were able to respond before never one without the other was able to. So, with that being done, they have that advantage of numbers. Infinity Storm has the ability to go in knowing his team's backing him up, and Jungle Milk just has to immediately disengage or die. So
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
exactly how Infinity Storm should be playing this jungler. Crimson Lotus,
Oh,
what are you
man.
doing?
He's just going in further. Look at that damage trade. It's just not at all worth it. And Felinias still has a flash. Crimson Lotus almost has his, but even with that minion wave, there's not much he can do against Felinias.
Yeah, but he
I'm
does,
pretty
have
sure-
he does have the passive health regen, which is nice. Where's his ultimate, by the way? He hasn't leveled it up yet.
Really? Did he
Level
flash
6.
Looks like he misclicked and he does not have that ultimate, which is quite unfortunate. A flash mid lane though, and R7 Jungle Milk is here. They want to get a free kill onto Early, but both summoners popped and they will be A-okay.
Yeah, unfortunately, Jungle Milk was not level 6 yet, so he was not able to get the
Didn't have the kick
TM23
Oh my goodness.
Rage of the Dragon.
No.
Oh, Dragon Rage.
That's
Dragon
terrible.
Rage, Dragon. But anyway, yeah, he was not able to get that off, so it was not a kill secured. And in any case, it would not have,
Top lane, once again, however, this time the
Crimson
Ignite is popped so that there's not as much regen. The Flash follow, he
do it.
doesn't ult now. He goes for the spin, a bit out of range there, and he will just keep on chasing. He drops the ultimate, but it's not quite enough, and Fleety-ass gets that kill. Bringing himself up to 2-0 and pretty much a 30 CS lead again here at 8 minutes. And Fleety-ass just does what he does.
yeah, that's how I said he can do it. And what I really meant by that is that, you know, Crimson Lotus, he could have won that, but he chased a bit too far. He saw Felinias go into the bush, and he just ran straight at the bush. That gives Felinias a perfect time to land the cleaver, and when that cleaver damage is down then, gets a bit health back, he's already popped the ultimate. Then he can go in all, with all his might, knowing if he's going to die either way. Might as well do as much damage as possible. But
Yeah,
Crimson
absolutely.
Lotus mistimes the ultimate. He needed to get him a little bit lower since it does do missing health damage.
I'm pretty sure he was at the cap, so I think he had it. It was just a bit of an overchase, and then classic Mundo that health regen is just not to be underestimated.
Is there a cap? It doesn't say so in the tooltip.
You might
And
be
it
right.
deals true
I have no
damage to
idea.
the villain, which he should be the villain.
Yeah, absolutely. And then I have no idea. Maybe it was
Probably.
just. Well, either way, it wasn't quite enough, and in the end, it allows for the rest of Team Ban Lulu to capitalize across the map, get these advantages, and secure that first dragon.
Should we call them the Lulu connection, since 3/5 of their team is connection issues? The Lulu connection.
Or maybe
you're
it's Lulu issues.
Or ban issues. Issue bans. Team issue bans. They're right.
I like it. I like it.
They're
Or-
Daniel Z. Klein. Okay, anyway.
Anyways.
Anyways. Level 6.
Looks like they're going for it again here. There is an ultimate for both champions here, and there will be a few. He will take it. He's not able to. That's a nice scout of the week coming out of Emperor Lee. She will be A-okay.
Yeah, the Nether Grasp is just a bit too short there, and
First tower falls
Moeta.
bot lane.
Yeah, Moeta being able to pick up the tower there. Caitlyn seems to be very strong today for these teams.
Yeah. Oh, top lane here. He's just too low. Crimson Lotus, you can't take these fights. You have to dodge that cleaver, and it just does not look like enough.
Now,
Felinias
Felinias
is too
could
tanky.
dodge this one.
Oh, yeah. He could go for it. He pops the ult, he just chases him down. Pops the cleaver, hunts him down. He does flash. Crimson Lotus does not have his. One more cleaver, he snags him down 3-0. Finds Jungle Milk. There is a kick. There's a lot of minions here, but a 3-level difference, and that's just so much damage. It looks like another kill. I'm just getting deja vu here. Another double kill for Fellini-esque.
Fellini-esque definitely showing his power here. This man is... If we're
just
going back to the
popping
LCS
off.
analogy, this is Impact right here. This is
absolutely.
top die.
This is top die. 4-0. He is the scoreline for this game. He is all the kills and all the deaths in this game.
Yeah. He's doing
And
what he
probably
can.
wants to change that fact. Throws out the ultimate, but it's just barely not enough.
Yeah,
It's a
could not
sad
outplay Riot. You should have learned that by now in Burley. Can't
Mhm.
outplay Riot by pressing R.
Quaggy's
R in their name.
cheating. That's gotta
Yes.
be it.
Yeah, he gets extra health. He gets one extra
Mhm.
health for being a Riot member.
Exactly.
That's all he needs.
It's just part of the name. It's all in the name. The
Also,
name
he
of the game.
teleported a bit too early. He actually did not come back to lane with full health and full mana.
Oh, man. Well, he's gonna have to burn through those refillable potion stacks just to get back to full health, whereas You can see Emperly here, patiently waiting. Looks like she's waiting for some gold or something. No, there she goes.
Now another tower.
And now
up
another
top.
tower just gets knocked down. They're just making their rounds here. Ben Lulu circulating the map, taking what they want to take, and they're just all playing Mundo, and they go where they please.
Yeah, I think they should change the name from Ban Lulu to like Pick Mundo.
Yeah, pretty much.
Because they're basically, they just are going where they please. Infinity Storm now has complete control of the river if he wants. Jungle Milk really can't do much. They're going to be able to take this Rift Hero more or less for free. They've got 4. Team PTSD can certainly try to fight this. They do have the Sona ultimate, Sona Flash.
It is a
as
4v5
well.
right now. Fellini S down in that bot lane. There should be a Warriors to TP to, but they can't really answer because Crimson Lotus took Ignite instead of TP, so...
Well, watch that ward, here it comes.
There is the TP Fellini S in the backline. The flash from, or sorry, just the engage from Infinity Storm. You look at Nethergas, gets knocked down by Crimson Lotus, but Fellini S is just in the back and he's hunting down all 3 members. He's going for 1. He does not quite get it. He will soon, I believe. The flash out from Never One, but it's not enough. Without the other, quickly follows their partner, and that's going to be 3 kills right now, and it could have been a lot more. And it looks like Crimson Lotus here just barely gets away, and as well as Riot Craigie. A beautiful fight for Team Ban Lulu, or issue bans.
Issue bans, ban an issue, put them together, have a Mundo.
Exactly.
Doing his thing. No longer the scoreline, better than the scoreline. They're pushing down this mid tower. They don't even need the Rift Arrow. Who needs Shelly?
It's a solid 3-tower lead for them. They're sitting on a comfortable 7k gold lead, and life is looking good for Team Ban Issues.
Yeah, this is a very, very good situation for them. They can go back, pick up some more items. It's about a 30 farm difference in the bot lane. And about a
60?
65. 63.
We don't need a live
going
counter.
down.
It's a pretty big difference.
It's about a 60 minion difference for the top lane, equating to about almost 3,000 gold with the 5 kills to 1 kill difference of that top lane. Fellini S absolutely killing it.
Monster on this
He is
Mundo.
3/4 of his team's gold lead right now. Very, very strong on this Mundo.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why he's
however,
not
this
Mastery
time-
7 yet.
This time he does not have the teleport, so he will just be like Crimson Lotus, not able to join his team. So if he decides to split push bot lane here, and then the rest of his team goes for Rift Herald, then there's this moment of opportunity where Showmatch PTSD can definitely go for their to strike that. And it looks like
It is
that's
a
what they're going
4v4.
for. Right,
Wow.
Oh man, Crimson Lotus goes in a bit too early. He drops the ultimate, it's not quite enough. And now R7 Jungle Milk, he goes on that backline. He will get the power overwhelming, and the Booty Boss actually kills him. There's a very nice Sun ultimate to try and stop the damage, but the Scout of the Week will find without the other, forces the heal, and Moana wants to follow. He throws the ace in the hole, and they will get another kill, bringing that scoreline to 10-1. And they don't even need Fellini yet. They knock down that Rift Herald, and he's in that bot lane. He's throwing cleavers. He's pushing towers. And this game is looking mighty fine for Ban Lulu.
Yeah, very, very, very well done there. It's very... See, it was 4v4 because they had to send Craigie down bot lane to respond to Fellini S, because obviously Crimson Lotus was not able to match the pressure that Mundo
At this
has.
point, there's no way that you can match there.
So, with that being said, they needed to send Quaggy down there, so a 4v4, they still win that, even though the vast majority of kills are over on Fellini S. Moeta, very, very strong 30 farm up. While Amperly is a bit behind on farm, they do have a significant amount of assists coming down, so it's very, very strong situation for them, even 4v4.
Yeah, they just have advantages in every lane. So with these advantages, how do you want to see them close out? You want to set up for the Baron, just run down mid and push, because at this point, I don't really think there's much that Team Showmatch PTSD can do to stop them. If you were Showmatch PTSD, what would you do?
Showmatch PTSD, they need to play back. They need to tell Crimson Lotus to stop friggin' going in.
That's fair.
Stop.
Oh man, the iconic rivalry here. This is a big dual top lane. There's a 2-level advantage And there's just nothing you can do. Crimson Lotus sees El Diablo and he just runs on out of there.
El Diablo, hasta nota. But anyway, no. What they really need to do, Crimson Lotus needs to stop going in until he gets tanky.
R7 Jungle Milk on the wrong side of the team here. Do you think they go for this fight? Looks like they're just giving it up. Oh man, the Jungle Milk. Here he goes! He will not get the tower and he ends up getting, or I guess the dragon. He does not get the dragon. And he just gets shut down there.
Yeah, that was a bit unfortunate.
It was a nice try. I believe he's down in levels as well. He's got it.
What are you doing?
Oh, I can imagine how this fight turns out. With the cleavers, there's no flash. The follow, there's no damage either, and boom. Big surprise, Felinius puts one more in his pocket.
It's just so sad. This is time for Despacito, I think.
Oh goodness. Alexa, you know what to do. And the Rift Trail Field, Shelly just rams into that tower, brings it down to pretty much 0 HP, and they will get one more tower, put that one on the scoreboard, and 4-0 is the lead for Team Van Lulu.
Yeah, they're only able to pick up that one tower, though. There is still a fair amount of structures on the side of Team PTSD, but what they really need to do, they need to get one-off picks. They need to group up, they need to stay together. They might get starved out a bit, they might have to give up the top and bot towers, but they need to get single picks, because as it stands right now, team issues of Lulu are, or whatever they're called, issues of Lulu. Lulu's issues are, they're moving around the map very efficiently, but they're not necessarily moving around the map very safely.
That's true.
There's moments where they could certainly be caught out. So, what they need, what Team PTSD needs to do here is they need to capitalize on those. They've got an excellent pip comp with Lee Sin, Jungle Milk on this Lee Sin, with Quaggy on this Malzahar, and then of course with the Sona ultimate coming out and Never Won, and then of course without the others, you can always throw in the Ultra Mega Super Duper Death
Rocket.
Super Mega Death Rocket, that guy.
There it is.
They can throw that out too. So even with them being that far ahead, if they manage to get a 4v2 pick or even a 3v1 pick, they can certainly do good work. But that's really what it comes down to, because this lead is otherwise almost completely insurmountable, especially with the amount of kills over on Felini-esque on this Mundo.
Yeah, absolutely. And so to move together to get those picks with the Nethergasp, with the Dragon's Fury, is definitely an opportunity. And so we can see it right here. It looks like Quaggy wants to go in here. He will channel that Nethergasp. He does get canceled by Scout of the Week, and the rest of his team was just not ready to follow. The Flash Fall from Infinity Storm, however, is enough, and Quaggy will fall, going a bit too early, and ends up Never Won will fall as well. And looks like R7 Jungle Milk is not quite thinking to follow in their footsteps.
Yeah, it's a bit sad because it was a good attempt by Quaggy, but with everyone else there, especially Amperly in that particular situation, was really, really strong there.
Yeah, there's no way you get that ult off on Caitlyn with the Syndra there. She definitely has the stun. She'll stun you every single time.
Yeah, and they are going to back out here. They are going to play it safe and rotate towards the bot. I do like it because I've got the C9 game playing in my other window, and they're about to end the game too. So we're playing kind of simultaneous games here. Very, very nicely done by
oh man,
Team Issues of Lulu to try and keep these series in line, trying to close this game out quickly so they can coincide with the Pro LCS. Not going to give away what's happening in the games, but in any case, they are going to push in. They've got a massive amount of minions here, and not a whole lot of minion clear other than Malzahar, so they might be able to take this turret down here. Yeah, they are going to take it down.
Yeah, it's free. Felinius with the ultimate. Crimson Lotus is not here, and at this point, I really don't think there's any way for them to stop this Mundo. He's just too big. There's not enough damage. Like, even if he's just alone in the team, I think he just regens so much. They have to hit him for a solid while to even take him down.
Well, the thing is that he hasn't built any MR yet. So, if Quaggy wasn't building completely terribly, then he might actually have a chance of taking him down.
I don't know, I feel like Quaggy's build is fine.
He's got a Luden's Echo, and while Luden's Echo is a great item, it's certainly very good on Malzahar. Fellini-esque has proven time and time again that he's going to be a driving force behind this team comp. So I almost feel like you have to rush a Morello-Nomicon in this instance. And if not that, then something with magic penetration or some kind of health shred. So Leandri's maybe, or something of that nature. They need to do he needs to do something, because especially once he saw the first item, Sunfire Cape, and then another Chain Vest coming out, and now it's going into Giant Belt and Kindle Gem. That's going into a Warmog, so still almost zero MR other than than the Merc Shreds. So get Leandri's, dude. It's up to you at this point.
Yeah, it looks like they're just going here. Fellini gets sped up by that Karma, and he's just hunting them down. And they might just go for the Baron. There's 2 lanes of inhibitors down, and they have to respond here. R7 Jungle does have his opportunity, but he decides not to take it, and they're just burning through the Baron. Moeta doing that damage, and Pearly helping out as well. But they're definitely poised and ready. This could be the turning point for Showmatch PTSD. The Nether Grasp is good, but the ultimate from Wukong is even better. The shutdown is there from Crimson Lotus. The kick is nice, and the follow from Crimson Lotus into the team.
Without the other, watch him!
Oh man, look at him go, he's in the middle of the team! Fellini-esque is too tanky, he pops the stopwatch, and there's just nothing they can do. Ace in the hole is blocked by R7 Jungle Milk, a triple kill for Fellini-esque, and they're just hunting him down. They pop the teleport, and with only never one, there's not much that can happen.
Yeah, that was so close. You felt me getting hyped there, because he had that one moment where it looked so good, but then Fellini-esque is on top of him, and he's just too strong. Just absolutely dominating on this Mundo.
Yeah.
Absolutely going where he pleases. Well done there. Fellini-esque definitely MVP of the series.
And where he pleases is the enemy Nexus, baby. That's a victory for his team. Ban Lulu, which he's actually just subbing in for as well as Infinity Storm and Emperly. So with that, it wasn't a close-fought game. A well played from Fellini-esque and the rest of his supporting cast as well. This is Fellini-esque in 4 wards. Call this team TSF.
Team Solo Top. TST. Team Solo Top. Yes.
Team Solo Fellini-esque.
TSF.
Exactly. So with that, that will conclude our day of show matches today. Don't forget to click down below. We have our YouTube channel. Follow us on Twitter, I believe. And then click that Discord link to check out our server, which I'm guessing is where you're from, but if you're not, click that link anyways.
Yeah, it's a fun time. We love new people. We love flaming new people. But Oh yeah, but yeah, stop in at any time. Hit any one of us up with in the admin room if you got, or not in the admin room, but hit any of the admins up if you got any questions. We love to bring new people in and have some fun, because that's what this game is really about, isn't it? Having fun, being inclusive.
Oh, absolutely. That's definitely the first thing that comes to mind when I think of League of Legends.
Yeah,
it's
being inclusive, not acceptance. Really
non-toxic,
non-discriminatory. Nothing about shirts or shushing people and not talking about things or any of that stuff.
Why did you ever think of that?
Max Room 613. That has nothing to do with Riot. What's that? Anyway, all that I've been waiting so long to meme about that. But in any case, we've got 3 more show matches tomorrow. An EU West one in the earlier in the day, and then 2 NA show matches later on. So if you're not already in the Discord, jump into there. We do announce every single show match, so join us back for that. But I'm Can Opener Dude, and I am happy to be here.
Yeah. And I'm Dano. It's a pleasure bringing this cast to you. Follow us on all that social media. Support us on all of our video providing services. And we will see you hopefully tomorrow. Have a great day.
always cash, need to keep your count. And this shit been on point, I'm working paper routes. Got extra moves, read the name in bold. Need the heat now, this world is cold. Couple thousand hands and we good to go. This world is cold, couple thousand hands and we good to go.